Hey friends, Kim Brown at the Christian Renewal Center, and today is another time for our Saintly Saturday. This is your opportunity to enter into a mini retreat to learn 5 spiritual lessons about the life of a saint and how you can implement that into your own life. Today's saint is Saint Dominic. Saint Dominic is a founder of the Dominican order. Now, the order's official name is the Order of Preachers. So if you ever see a priest or a sister's name with OP behind it, they're a Dominican. Now, Saint Dominic has 5 spiritual lessons for us to learn. The first is his commitment to teaching and preaching. So he was committed to teaching and preaching the gospel message. St. Dominic was focused and started an order to preach and teach, right? Why did he do this? Well, during his time, he wanted to spread the gospel message to combat the heresies that were going around. Now, heresies are things that are not true that are being taught. In our own day and age, how important is this? How often is our culture contrary to the Christian message, to the gospel message? It is important for us to be able to preach and teach our faith with others, whether that's our friends, our family, our children, it's our co-workers or people that are in our neighborhood, for us to be able to preach and teach the truth. This is not just for the pastors that when they're giving their homily, this is for all of us, that we all should be involved in spreading the gospel message. Jesus Christ gave that commission to go and make disciples of all nations, and to do that, we have to spread the gospel message. The second spiritual lesson we learn from St. Dominic is his intellectual pursuit of faith. Now, St. Dominic studied greatly, and I appreciate this, right? So he had this desire to deepen one's understanding of the faith so that he could be better able to communicate it to others. There's this concept of I study so that I can give, right? Whenever I was the director of adult formation, one of my conditions for anybody that wanted to be a catechist, a teacher of the faith in adult formation, they themselves had to be receiving formation, right? So we're learning and we're giving. We're learning and we're giving. It's a cup that continues to get filled up so that it can spill out. So this intellectual pursuit of faith, right? What are you doing to grow in your knowledge of God? Are you currently in a Bible study? Are you taking a class on the catechism? Are you learning about the history of prayer and how to the different techniques of prayer that will aid you in growing closer to God? So these are wonderful tools that you have so that you can be more like St. Dominic and pursue the intellectual study of your faith. The third spiritual lesson we see from St. Dominic is community life and collaboration. St. Dominic established communities, right? So he established the religious order. The first order that he actually established was the nuns, the cloister sisters, right? And so he saw these people that were being attracted into holiness, and he wanted to bring these people together, like-minded people that can help each other to grow in holiness. If you're trying to grow in holiness by yourself, it's kind of like a candle in the wind. It's going to probably get extinguished. So we really need to make sure that we have a community and we're collaborating with other people so that we ourselves can grow in holiness. We have other people helping to keep us accountable, right? We also see St. Dominic living simplicity and poverty, right? And we're going to see this commonly throughout our religious men and women. Often the joke with the Dominicans is they can't own anything, but the community can own something, right? And so often we'll see at Dominican houses that they have wonderful libraries because they do want their brothers to study intellectually, but they're not going to own a lot of stuff themselves. And so the concept of simplicity and poverty for religious is living simplicity, right? So we rely more on the spiritual world than the physical world. And so having all these material belongings can block us from God, right? Because we're busy with these material belongings, having to take care of them, having to maintain them, where if we didn't have them, we could maybe focus more on our spiritual life and maintaining that. The final 5th spiritual lesson we learned from St. Dominic is his devotion to prayer. He had a deep prayer life. So it wasn't just about knowing God in an intellectual, theological way, but it was knowing God in a personal way, taking time each day for your own prayer life. The recommendation for anybody that's in the laity is at least 20 minutes of meditative prayer a day. Now, if you have small children in the home and you're a stay-at-home parent, that might not be realistic. Or if you're a working parent and you have small children in the home, that might not be realistic. But if you're watching this and you're retired, you're watching this and you're an empty nester, you're watching this and you're someone like me that's never had children, we all could actually do probably 20 minutes of daily meditative prayer. The question is, what do we put in that place instead? So we can learn from St. Dominic to have a devotion to prayer. At the Christian Renewal Center, our goal and our mission is to draw souls into a relationship with Jesus Christ and his church through retreat ministry. And we hope that you take these Saintly Saturdays as an opportunity to look at these spiritual lessons from the saints and ask yourself, what is it that I can learn from this and how can I grow? God bless.